I've been a user of Posterous for over 5 years, and I was really sad to see that Posterous is going to be shutting off their great service as of the end of this month. Um, so if you are in this boat and you'd like to not lose all the work and the information that you've posted to your Posterous site, and you're going to a Google site, I'm going to show you how to get all of your data back from Posterous and embed it into a new Google site. It's actually not too bad, and you can do it in just a couple minutes. So from there, official Posterous space page, there's instructions on what you need to do to get a backup of your site. And even if you're not going to move this backup anywhere else into WordPress or into a Google site, you ought to at least download your site so that you can just have all that media and documents and everything else that you've uploaded. So the first step is to go to posterous.com/backup. And if you just go to that page, you can click on that link. But what that does is it takes you to your Posterous dashboard and to this backup button. Even if you don't follow that link, you can just click on this backup button. And if you have one space or multiple spaces, you can click this yellow button to request a backup. The instructions state that they'll send you an email when it's done. Everyone I've talked to says they've never received that email. But if you just check back to this Posterous Spaces backup page, when it's ready to be downloaded, you'll see a green download button there. So what you do is just download that file. I'll start with this one. And that will download to your wherever your downloads go, to a download folder, to your desktop, wherever. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a file that looks kind of like this one here. Let me find it real quick. So it'll be a zipped file that has a very long, complicated name, but it'll start with space dash. And so this is all of your site with all of the folders and everything else. When you expand that, so I'm going to right click on that, or actually on the Mac I just double click, and it'll make a new folder called MNT, and then inside of that will be a folder with that same name, but all of your content is going to be there. Okay, so what you want to do with this folder, I'm going to rename it real quick. This folder, I'm going to say this is Posterous demo. I'll just call it Posterous backup. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get this folder somewhere where it can be hosted, where it can be available online. If you're a Dropbox user, they've already made that possible for you by giving you a public folder. Anything inside of this public folder in Dropbox will be linkable, that you can use it as a hosting service, actually. If you don't have a folder that's called public, just in Dropbox, make a new one and just call it public with a capital P, and it will automatically do this same kind of stuff. So I'm going to move this file from here to this public folder. Okay, so inside, once it's done there, I'm going to go and find it here, Posterous backup. Where'd we go? Right here. Okay, and once I have little green check marks here, that means that that's synced with Posterous, and I'm good to go. Inside of this folder, I need to find this index.html, and this is the page that links to all of your other old posts. And so if I can take this page and put it onto my Google site, everything else will just work. And so how do I do that? What you do is right-click on index.html, go to the Dropbox option, and say Copy Public Link. You can also do this from the the Dropbox site if you need to. Let me show you that real quick. I'll drop that in there. I'm going to go back to my Dropbox, find my public folder right there, and then down to Posterous backup. Open that one up, and then under index.html, if I right-click on that, copy public link. Either way will work. Okay, so once we've done that, we need to go back to your Google site. If you need to create one, you can just go from your email. Sorry, I don't have my email here, but at the top of your email, there'll be a sites link. So you come here and either create a new site or start up, grab the one that you've got. And I'm going to make a new page for this archive. Okay, so these pages are never going to change, but I don't want to lose this content. So I'm going to call this archive. You can call it whatever you'd like. The template I want to use is a web page, and I'm going to put it at the top level of the site. So I hit create, and that'll bring me into editing mode on this new page. And now right in here, I'm not going to just paste that link in there. I'm going to use a little Google gadget to do some cool stuff. So up under the insert menu, I'm going to go to more gadgets. And it's near the top, this include gadget in an iframe in parentheses. Click on that, click select, and it'll ask me for a few options here. I'm going to right click and choose paste and put that link to my index file as the content to be displayed. I'm going to change this width to 100% so it takes up as much of the page as it can. Include a scroll bar, I want that. I don't really need a title on there, and I don't really need a border around it. But you can change those as you wish. But once you've got that all set up, click OK, and then Google will tell you that it's been embedded by this little gray box. I'm not going to see the outcome of that until I hit save. But then once I do, you'll see the magic, and your old Posterous site will now be embedded into a page in your new Google site. It's going to take a minute to load here. Okay, there it goes. And so now I've got that page and all the links nicely included on my page. If I click on a link here, it'll take me and show me that post, any pictures I had, any videos I've included. They'll all be embedded right in there. Unfortunately, you can't add to this page, but at least you'll have all the content you've worked so hard to put into Posterous backed up and available to you in your new Google site. I hope that helps make the transition away from Posterous a little less painful, and good luck out there.